welcome back to Football is Scripted. Just me again this week. Bradley's been a bit busy lately, so I've had to take the workload. Thanks, Bradley. Last week was quite good on my own. It was decent. I feel like everyone should try this at least once in their lives. Just try and talk to a camera for a good amount of time. Not because it's incredibly difficult. It's just interesting, you know. It is a bit difficult though, because you have to just ramble on about, well, the most random shit ever, which I will try and do again today for you. So, today's Football is Scripted moment. We don't do these every week because they don't produce them every week, the football gods. And if this is your first time watching, I don't think football is scripted. It's just, you know, when things happen that it seems like football is scripted. The one this week has to be, this is an all-timer, by the way, is Ivan Toney. His last shot before he got banned was a free kick goal versus Brentford. And his first shot after the ban was a free kick goal versus Brentford. So I don't know if actually the first, I don't know if it went in, the shot versus Brentford before he got banned. I think it was. Anyway, that is just an all-timer. That is a great Football is Scripted moment. By the way, it's 20 to 11 on a Tuesday. And I'm here talking about football scripted moments. Imagine telling myself that 2 years ago. Wouldn't have thought that. But here we are. Just some things that I'll talk about. I have notes on my computer there. There's not many of them this week that I have. The first one being Liverpool versus Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. Now, I was at football training a couple hours ago. I came back and I saw Chelsea had beat Middlesbrough 6-1, which was not really that surprising. It was a bit, but you know, it's not the most mental thing ever. Get the game up. I want to know who scored actually. I seen Enzo Fernandez, Axel Disasi, Cole Palmer double. God, he's so good. And Noni Madueke. Interesting. Actually, talking about Noni Madueke, he's looked a lot better lately. I'm not just saying that because he's got a couple of goals. I'll move this actually to the right a little bit. Yeah, I'm not just saying that because he's got a couple of goals, but he has looked really much improved on his earlier performances at Chelsea. I think Chelsea have got a proper player there in Noni Madueke, a player they'll have for a very long time, 10 years, unless he doesn't go somewhere else. Really big talent. He's so silky on the ball, and not the worst end product I've seen. I mean, Anthony plays in the Premier League, so definitely not the worst. I'll try and move my mic a bit closer as well. Also got tea again, like I did last week. Yeah, Liverpool-Chelsea final. I won't lie, I'd be very surprised if Chelsea do win that game. Liverpool, I just think, to win a trophy, I almost feel like you have to be really settled, a really settled team. Maybe that's because I'm a Spurs fan, but we've had settled teams and we never win the league or any trophy, so maybe that's not true. And Chelsea did. Well, they have won 2 Champions Leagues, haven't they? Whilst, you know, during the season, a manager's been sacked. So, yeah, interesting. Liverpool, I just think Liverpool, for a start, are a much better team. They're top of the league. And I just think, I don't know what's going on with my voice. And I just think they're way too strong for Chelsea. And in finals, yeah, I feel like they're very superior. We saw 2 years ago, was it, when Liverpool beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final and the FA Cup final. And I actually want to talk about Liverpool a little bit. I had to cut the vid. I'm having some voice problems at the moment. Liverpool, I think Klopp is so good. Klopp is so good. They should not be top of the league. My most, the TikTok I've made with the most views, link in the description by the way, is about Liverpool. How I said they wouldn't win the league. Got a lot of abuse. And as it stands, rightly so, because they are proving me wrong. Do I think they still will win the league? No, I don't. I think Man City will win it by 10 points. But Liverpool they're looking good, and they're just getting results. They've only lost like one in this season, only to Spurs in a game that they should have won as well. So, and who do I put that down to? I put that down to Jurgen Klopp, because without him, there's no way they are top. Any other manager in the world, maybe Pep, maybe Ancelotti, I don't see a world where they are top of the league. Klopp is special, really special. What this guy has done for Liverpool, he's like a god. He's Steven Gerrard level, I think, Jurgen Klopp. Maybe even, is he higher? Is Jurgen Klopp the biggest icon in football in Liverpool? Maybe not. Maybe Steven Gerrard still won, but Jurgen Klopp definitely up there. He is just... I was thinking this. I will make a TikTok on this. Is Jurgen Klopp better than Guardiola? Ultimately, I don't know. Because it's very easy to look at the trophies that Pep has won. If you look at trophies, he smashes Klopp. But Klopp, just the job, overachieving, the consistency, results. People talk about his play style, but the results, he is a results man. He gets results every year. Even the year that Van Dijk got injured, Matip was injured, Joe Gomez was injured. They didn't have a centre back, bar Nat Phillips and was it Kabak, and he finished third. With that, he is one of the greatest managers of all time, and you could make a case for the greatest. I think obviously I'd still have Sir Alex Ferguson as number one, but I think he's in that circle of the Mourinhos, the Ancelottis, the Peps. He is in that. He is a modern day great manager. Just to think, he nearly won the quadruple at Liverpool. He was 2 points and one Champions League final away. And that Champions League final is the best goalkeeping performance from Courtois ever in a Champions League final. It's one of the best ever in general. And they dominated the game. And they conceded a terrible goal. He was that and 2 points away from winning the quadruple. What? If he had won that quadruple, would he be the greatest of all time? I wonder. I don't know. It would be tough to still have him over Sir Alex Ferguson, but let me know where you do rank Jurgen Klopp of all time. I'm trying to think who's in that, sort of top five. I think you would have Pep, you'd have Sir Alex Ferguson, you'd have Carlo Ancelotti, you'd have Jose Mourinho, and I really do think in that five would be Jurgen Klopp. And is he better than Mourinho? I don't know. I think he... better longevity, maybe? No. Mourinho did it from, 2004 till 2015? So, yeah, Mourinho's longevity is a joke. Tough to put him above Mourinho right now. but the job he's doing is spectacular at Liverpool. Yeah, let me know where you would have him. In those 5, there might be a manager I'm forgetting. Let me know out of those 5 where you would have him. I'd be very interested to know. I think I would have him at the moment. The thing is, I don't know. He could be better than Pep. He could be. And who would I rather play for? Klopp. All day long. All day long. Just one of them, managers you would like to impress, and it would just be more fun playing under Klopp than Guardiola. And I do think, of course, Guardiola improves players, but it's more system-based, isn't it? I think Klopp really improves players. I think he does a better job of that than Pep Guardiola. I think. Yeah, outstanding. Right, that's enough bumming Jurgen Klopp for now. I want to talk about, actually, a competition I don't like that much, which is, you're going to hear that actually on the desk, is Inter Milan, Champions League, Inter Milan, who just won the Supercoppa as well. Just seen, I knew that yesterday. But impressive. A very impressive season from them. Yesterday? Last season was excellent as well. Got to the Champions League final, only narrowly lost. Probably were the better team in that final, just about, as well. They are on a run right now. They're second in the league. They can go first if they win their game in hand. They finished second in the Champions League, so they're still in that. A really tough game versus Atletico Madrid, who are doing well, and they have Antoine Griezmann, who is just... It's amazing to see how his career has turned around. I love Antoine Griezmann. Such a baller, honestly. But yeah, they won the Supercoppa as well, obviously, like I just mentioned. I think they could win the Champions League. If they get past Atletico, which will be tough, because it's two teams that are so good at defending. They've conceded 10 goals all season in the league. Inter Milan in 20 games. That is ridiculous. They're on to concede 38. What's am I on about? 18. So yeah. But I really think I have to keep cutting the video. My voice is playing up very bad. I really do think they get past that game, and I might predict Inter Milan to win the Champions League if they get past Atletico Madrid. I can see them doing it. Lautaro Martinez is playing really well. Him and Thuram are doing really well up front. The back three is obviously doing excellent. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Inter Milan. And you know what? I would like a bit more of a defensive team to win it, because there's so much, possession-based football now. It would be refreshing, just to see a team who does value defending a lot win the Champions League. And I don't hate Inter Milan either. I prefer AC Milan, mainly because of, well, that guy right there. I think you can see him, Kaká. But I would like to see Inter Milan win it. It's better than Real Madrid, isn't it? Or Man City. No one wants Man City to win it again. So, if they get past Atletico, I will predict Inter Milan to win the Champions League. Okay, so, Crystal Palace. I did make a TikTok on these as well. It was about 3 minutes long. Interesting. Will they go down? I think there's too much quality. There's real gems in that team. They have 2 good goalkeepers. Tariq Mitchell is very good. Or good. Joachim Andersen is a gem. Mark Gay is a gem. That's a top 6 back 2. The right back situation, don't need to get into that. Decore is a gem. Eze is a gem. And Michael Elise is a gem. And Eze and Elise specifically are, huge. They're not just, the best players at Palace. They are 2 of the best players in the league. Michael Elise, I spoke about him on last week's podcast. I'm not going to go too much into him. I say he has world-class talent, because I do believe that. But the Palace fans ain't happy. And I completely understand why. They have had 2 wins, I think, since September, which is so poor. They are playing the worst football in the league. I always think back to about November when we were at Selhurst Park, a game that is always tough, Selhurst Park. I've never felt more comfortable in a game. We just had the ball. They didn't press us, I don't think, once through the whole 90 minutes. And I'm not even exaggerating. I really cannot remember them pressing. There was a moment in the game where Romero passed it to Vicario. Vicario back to Romero. And that happened, genuinely, about 20 times. It wasn't. It was about 10 to 12 times, back and forth. And the Palace fans just booing their players. The players are doing nothing. They're just watching us play it around. I couldn't believe what I was watching. We were 1-0 up at the time. There was no urgency for them to score. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's so poor. And something I've noticed they do as well. They shoot from dumb positions a lot. Jefferson Lerma, especially if you look at the other day, versus Arsenal. Lerma just shooting from anywhere. You get it from all of their players, to be honest. It's not just him. Really poor. Mateta does it as well. Even Eze has to do it. By the way, he had some moments against Arsenal where, he's gorgeous, isn't he? Ebre Eze to watch. Any team in the Premier League would be so lucky to have Ebre Eze. Crystal Palace are. But it's just that 5-0, to be honest, that's been coming. They could have lost 5-0 every game this season. That's how poor they've been. I know their worst one was Bournemouth at home where they lost 2-0. I think they didn't really even challenge Bournemouth's keeper, really. They're just so poor. They don't attack. Heavily reliant on Eze and Elise. And one other problem they have is they both can't seem to be fit together. One of them gets fit, the other gets injured. Right now, Eze's fit, Elise's benched. Just a couple of weeks ago, Elise's fit, Eze's injured. So, yeah, I feel bad for Palace fans. You look at the way the club's run, it's so safe, it's so limited, it's just a happy to be here attitude, which I don't think you can get away with in the Premier League anymore. Anything else on Palace? And they're 5 points off relegation, and Luton have a game in hand, so that could be, I think, 4 or 3 because of Everton. Yeah, I don't think they will go down, but it's not ideal. And you know what? I think I've just found out the reason why Bradley isn't here. Because his team was shit. It doesn't matter. Last year my team was shit. Really, really shit. It was depressing to the point I just stopped watching Spurs. Now look at us. Palace in 2020 were very depressing. Patrick Vieira took over. They had arguably their best ever season in the Premier League. So things can change very quickly in football. And they say it's not as bad as you think it is. It's never as bad as you think it is, or good. It is quite bad for Palace at the moment, isn't it? It's 11 o'clock, so I should just wrap up here, really, because I'm fucked. I just trained in the most disgusting weather ever. Literally, I'm kicking the ball, and the ball is looping and coming back to me. That's how windy it is out there. Ridiculous that it was still on, to be honest. But yeah, not a long one. Not my best one either. My voice is just playing up. I don't know why. And yeah, that is the end. If you enjoyed it, Give it a like, subscribe if you are new. I promise they're better than this usually. And thank you for watching.